World of Warcraft Classic Blind. I was trying to do the intro, sitting in this chair, but this is the result of that, so that's not really great. So instead, I'm just clipping through the chair and the table. Amazing. Another safety hazard. Very poor lighting on this staircase. Anyways. First thing we're doing today is checking the auction house, because I'm very curious about something. When do you get helmets? 29, 28, 27, 26. Nobody's got anything lower than 26 for helmets. What if I just do... any kind of helmet at all? Oh, they either do not exist, or they are level 26 at least. That's not really saying anything absolutely. Because it's not like there's going to be very many... well, there were quite a few auctions up for lower level items that you could smith at least. So I'm not sure. If we ever come across a helmet, I'll be the first to tell you about it. Anyways, the main goal for today is to finish up some of the long-standing problems we've had in Dun Moreau. Namely, I want to get into this cave. We've been rebuked twice, but as our final act in this area for now, barring any unforeseen circumstances, I really do want to finish things. In all likelihood, it's going to be just as disappointing as the bear cave. But I really cannot stand to have these loose threads when I'm about to go start a new chapter in a whole different area. Just doesn't sit right with me. Alright, this is a good test of the is red names aggressive. Looks like it. I'd say that's pretty conclusive. Alright, we got this. Let's see how this works. It immediately increased my gun skill to 7. So I got that going for me, which is nice. And it did use one of these light shot. Adds 1.5 damage per second. Interesting. Also interesting that it takes up an inventory space and has an equipment slot here. But I guess it's got this little arrow thing, so I guess that's their way of indicating that it isn't an actual inventory space. But also I was thinking that's what the ammo pouch that we had would have been. Would like be an actual inventory space that stores the ammo instead of just another bag, but it is what it is. And we didn't even get the one that can actually store this anyway, so it's pretty much a moot point. We've increased a few levels since the last time we were here in the Shimmer Ridge. And we got a slightly better axe.
Too far away.
Ugh.
Can't do that yet. Not enough range.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I'm going to sharpen my axe. Now that went very smoothly, unlike the other times we've tried to do that. We actually managed to sharpen the axe instead of flailing around like a lunatic.
Need more. I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
Really confused at how these projectiles work. Firing through mountains and such. Seems kind of silly if you ask me. This is probably not a good idea.
I'm out of range.
Oh, we killed one guy at least.
Too far.
This guy was lured out a little bit.
I need to get closer.
Well, it's going well. It's going better than it has previously. Not that that's really saying much.
I'm out of range.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Let's see what we got in here. This means Seer, Snowstrider.
I need to get closer. Too far away. Not enough range.
There's two guys stacked on top of each other right here. This is going much better than it has previously. The precise changes that have made this work out, I couldn't tell you. But it is working out. Not surprised by this wonderful cave of nothing. It was on top of a mountain, so.
I need to get closer.
And where do you think you're going? Sometimes the trees are really in the way. But that's okay.
I'm out of range. Not ready yet.
I'm too quick. Beat that guy so fast, my charge wasn't even coming off cooldown. Not as good. Their escape strategies are really subpar. But I'm not going to complain about that, am I? A pellet rifle. Does not hold a candle to my compact shotgun. Also cloth robes, worse legs. Those boots are nowhere, not even close to as good as the boots that I made. There's copper down the hill, but before we go there, I'll finish looking around this area.
Too far away. Need more range.
Dim Hua H Sayapi Yudo. What a fascinating incantation. Looks good. Doesn't work. Alright. I don't trust that one as much as I do the one on this side. And they're coming back. So, that is my cue to get out of here. Not that they would really pose much of a threat coming back at the same speed that I already got rid of them. Overall, a very successful trip. While we're out and about, I want to go do a more successful exploration of the Frostmane Hold. Because previously, we barely got in there by the skin of our teeth, along with another person. And if our exploits up on the Shimmer Ridge are of any indication, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Also, we keep finding copper on our way there. I still need an absolute ton of this to do a quest, to get a recipe, to make a chestplate that's just ever so slightly better than the one I already have. But a better chestplate is a better chestplate, so. Ooh, a food crate. Calling bread or an equivalent fish. Oh, that's not something. Dynasium bleu. I think that's cheese. What a delicious variety of equivalent healing foods. Get a fish that heals 61 over 18 seconds. Or you can get some cheese that heals 61 over 18 seconds. Or some bread that heals 61 over 18 seconds. Or some jerky that heals 61 over 18 seconds. Pretty much everything heals 61 over 18 seconds. It's a cosmetic variety more than actual functional variety, unfortunately. Heading back to Six Tents. Sell off a few things. So far, this ranged attack option is working okay. It was never going to be my main damage dealing source. So, what it is what it is.
No.
I think I'll keep the malachite for now. Still wondering when these are going to go away. Well, if or when.
Too far away.
Still think it would be pretty cool if I could tell whether or not it was underground. But I'm not going to complain. There's not too many caves over in this direction, so it's not exactly surprising that you would find surface copper. Now I'm being a little sneaky boy. Helps with this mage's drawing all the leper gnomes over towards him. One less thing that I have to worry about. I'm actually getting a substantial amount of copper today.
I need to get
it stacked more, though. That'll probably be the first thing to go if I get a full inventory of stuff over here in Frostmane Hold.
I'm out of range.
I guess that counts as in combat. That's unfortunate. Just move their camp a little bit closer to the entrance of this dungeon, I wouldn't be able to just bust on in here. And it looks like we got level 16. Well, 13, rather.
Too far away.
I get 19 hit points, a talent point, strength, agility, stamina, spirit, higher skill caps. All good stuff.
Not enough range.
Killing you would be easy, he says. You see, the problem with that idea is that I'm level 13, and there's other people here too. God, look at all the buffs I have. Blessing of Light, Arcane Intellect, Power Lord, Fortitude, my axe is sharp, a Carpenter's Mallet. Interesting. And those guys seem to have really cleaned house a bit.
That ability isn't ready yet.
I'm too quick.
Need more rage. I'm out of range.
There's a lot of trolls in here. I don't think I ever made it back to this part of the cave before. It's interesting that my buff seems to be like the shortest buff of all the buffs. Like everybody else's buff seems to be more effective. You would think a warrior buff would be more effective at buffing a warrior. But whatever. Curse of Weakness. Well, it's not working too well for him. Increases melee attack by... Aha, here's some copper. Nobody bother me, I'll beat you up. quite get up that angle. Which is kind of silly, but okay.
I can't do that yet. Not enough rage.
Oh, I fell down. How very silly of me.
Too far away.
A feeble sword. I would not feel very inspired if my weapon was called feeble. Just does not inspire any confidence whatsoever. My goodness at the amount of copper we're getting. Alright, we know there's another copper down there. Was there any treasure? No treasure? I was hoping for treasure. Oh, we can't have everything, I guess. The amount of copper we found is a treasure all its own. Oh my goodness, what's going on right here? They're making quick work of these guys down here. I think those are the guys we saw earlier, maybe. Now the question becomes, how long does it take ore to respawn? Oh, there is a treasure. Okay, wait a second. Hey, that just showed up. I don't have much inventory space, but I'll see what we got in here. Do potions really only stack to 5? Wow. That's okay, though. Am I still levitating on top of the chest that used to be here? Yes. That's funny. That's pretty funny. Let's see if we can find one more item to fill out our inventory.
Need more rage.
The difference that just a few levels can do for you is pretty substantial here. I think we're good. Yeah, the difference between not being able to get here at all and easily being able to take them all down, pretty impressive.
How are ya?
Very nice. Alright. So now that we have more healing potions that we can really hold, I think that's another good thing to put into the bank. along with all these other resources, which I'm saving up until I have enough to just get it over with.
Interest you on a pint?
And these stack to 20.
Watch your back.
Alright. Now it's a question of what do we want to do with all this silver? I know we have 2 abilities that we could purchase. Probably be worthwhile to go check those out. If I recall correctly, one of them seemed pretty situational because it only worked after your opponent blocked, and the other one was some kind of shield bash, which could be pretty good. Ideally, we would get both of these abilities before we headed out of town to parts unknown. But again, I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up with a warrior trainer
Salutations!
in other places than just here. So there's overpower, only usable after the target dodges. The overpower cannot be blocked, dodged, or parried. It's instant. Instantly overpower the enemy, causing weapon damage +5. So, this is one I can use every single attack that increases melee damage by 21. Where I can wait for them to block, and then the next will do +5, but can't be blocked. I don't know. I don't know how good that is. Then here's Shield Bash. Bashes the target for 6 damage, also interrupts spell casting, and prevents any spells from being cast for 6 seconds. See, that sounds like it could be more useful, because a lot of enemies try to use magic attacks that do all sorts of debuffs to me, so I could go for that.
Off and away!
Defensive stance. Defensive combat stance decreases damage done by 10% and damage caused by 10%, as opposed to battle stance, which is balanced. So if I ever needed 10% more defense, I could just use that. Here's a shield bash, I guess. Taunt. Requires defensive stance. Taunts the target to attack you, but has no effect if the target is already attacking you. Interesting. And Sunder Armor. Sunders the target's armor, reducing it by 90 per Sunder Armor, causes a high amount of threat, can be applied up to 5 times, lasts 30 seconds. Interesting. Let's see if we have any other secret things we didn't know we had. It's just passive. Racial passive, passive, racial passive. Basic campfire. Builds a campfire that increases the spirit of those nearby by 4 and allows cooking. I need flint and tinder and simple wood. I guess that's what I saw on the road that one time. I think that's about it for that then. So then I also have another talent point I can use. Also requires 5 points in arms talents. Requires 3 points in arms talents and What's in room? So the arrows mean you need to have the previous ones. And the lower down you go means you need to have more points in the specific tree. If it started at 10 and the max level is 60, you would eventually get 50 total points. So you wouldn't be able to get 2 of these final things, since they require 60 plus points. Oh, there's so many choices. That's Rage of Charge. Retain 5 rage points when you change stances. Reduce Rage of Heroic Strike. Parry Chance. Improved Rend. Improved Thunderclap. Just reduces rage cost. Improved Overpower. Increases the critical strike chance. Anger management. Time required for your rage to decay. Critical strikes cause the opponent to bleed. Just this does every critical strike then. It's pretty good. Two-handed weapon specialization. Increases the damage you deal with two-handed melee weapons by 1%. You can do that 5 times. Impale increases the critical strike damage bonus you use in battle, defensive, and berserker stance by 10%. This is all just criticals right here. Axe specialization. Increases your damage chance to get critical strikes with axes. Sweeping strike. Your next 5 melee attacks strike an additional nearby opponent. Mace specialization. Stun chance with mace. Sword specialization. Attack on the same target after dealing damage with the sword. Polearm specialization. Critical strike with polearms. Improved hamstring. 5% chance of moving targets for 5 seconds. Mortal strike. Vicious strike that deals weapon damage plus 85 and moves the target, reducing the effectiveness of any healing by 50% for 10 seconds. So this has a lot of different specific weapons. Alright, Fury. Increase the area effect and duration of Battle Shout and Demoralizing Shout. Chance to get critical strike. Melee attack power reduction of your Demoralizing Shout. Gives you an 8% chance to generate an additional rage point when you deal melee damage with a weapon. That's something at least. Increase the bonus damage done by cleave by 40%. Do I even have a cleave? Which one's cleave? Causes all enemies near a warrior to be dazed, reducing movement speed. Generate 1% of your total health over 6 seconds after being the victim of a critical strike. Improved Battle Shout. Increases melee attack power bonus of Battle Shout. Dual Wield specialization. Improved Execute. Enrage. 5% melee damage bonus for 12 seconds up to a maximum of 12 swings after being the victim of a critical strike. Improved Slam. Makes faster slams. Death Wish. It actually increases your physical damage by 20% and makes you immune to fear effects, but lowers your armor resistance by 20%. Lasts 30 seconds. Improved Intercept. Reduces cooldown. Improved Berserker Rage. Generate 5 rage. Flurry. Increases your attack speed by 10% for your next 3 swings after dealing a melee critical strike. Bloodthirst. Instantly attack your target, causing damage equal to 45% of your attack power. In addition, the next 5 successful melee attacks will restore 10 health. This lasts for 8 seconds. Protection, we've got blocking, and blocking generates some rage. Just increase your defense skill by 2. Increase instant rage generated by blood rage by 2. Armor value by 2%. Increase chance to resist stuns. When activated, this ability temporarily grants you 30% of your maximum hit points for 20 seconds. After the effect expires, the hit points are lost. That's something. keep you alive a little bit longer. Improved shield block. Allows your shield block ability to block an additional attack and increases the duration by half a second. Improved revenge. 50% chance to stun target. Defiance. Increases the threat generated by your attacks by 3%. Stance. Improved Sunder Armor. For more rage. Improved Disarm. Reduce duration. Improved Taunt. Reduces the cooldown. Improved Shield Wall. Increases the effect duration of Shield Wall. Concussive Blow. Stuns the opponent for 5 seconds. Improved Shield Bash. Gives Shield Bash ability 50% chance to silence the target. One-handed weapon specialization. Increases the damage you deal with one-handed melee weapons by 2%. And Shield Slam. Slam the shield, causing 235 damage. Modifies shield block value. It has a 50% chance to display an extra effect. Also causes a high amount of threat. So many choices. Oh boy. I'm gonna do mostly protection, fury, maybe some arms. I really do not know. Just increases defense skill by 2. Which one increases battle shout? Increase the melee attack power bonus of battle shout by 5%. That's just gonna help all the time, everywhere. Increases the area effect and duration of battle shout. So instead of lasting 2 minutes, it would last 10% longer than that. So that's pretty good. I think I'll go with that one for now. So now, lasts... That's either 2.2 minutes. If that's really 2.2 minutes, that is a bizarre way to say how much time something has. Accurate, but bizarre. And last for today, I'm going to check the auction house to see if they have any more cheap small brown pouches. Because I can buy them from stores for 5 silver. But if I can get it for a discount, that's always nice. Because I don't know what we're going to find in this next area. It might be a long while between locations. But it all depends on what the prices are. There are no bags called Helm. Just 2? Yes, please. A linen bag is a 6-slot bag. What's the next level up for bags? 8 slots. Yeah. Got 1 more space left. So I think I'll buy this linen bag. And that is going to be a full container setup. I'm really not interested in putting in an offer and coming back later and hoping that it actually showed up. That is not my style. Okay, that is a small problem. This is green now. Okay, see all this over here? This is not great. I've got my quest stuff here, my map here, and bags all on top of it. What would happen once I get even larger bags? Where would they even go? I mean, sure, if I get 8-slot bags, well, even with 8-slot bags, they're going to move this up a little higher, and then nothing's going to fit at all. Oh, dear. So some kind of... kind of zooming out feature. So I can see all my bags and my map and my quest at the same time. Oh boy. I'm not going to hunt around in menus right now. As far as any other viewing experience is concerned, menu hunting is probably pretty much the bottom tier of possibilities. So I'm gonna go sit back in the seeing through your skull chair.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
And with this fantastic view, that'll be the end of this episode. And next episode, we'll be heading out to Loch Modan. Next time. Goodbye.